Welcome
Cool.
to the podcast.
Hey.
How you guys feeling?
Feeling good.
We're good, man.
Yeah. All the
Ready to get
chakras
the-
are aligned.
Nah, not mine.
Not yours.
No.
I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, sure. Is it like your back alignment or?
It's when you go to like a chiropractor, but like he charges you a lot more.
You pay money. I understand.
Yeah.
Probably speak a little bit closer. Yeah.
This close.
Yeah, that
Comedy
close.
hour.
We'll just whisper this whole interview.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. So for everyone who's watching that doesn't know who you guys are, or doesn't know who Beat Cinema is, I thought I'd probably just start with a quick introduction. So I was hoping that maybe, Shawn, you could introduce Harold, and Harold, you could introduce Shawn, and then maybe both of you could introduce Beat Cinema.
Okay, yeah. So this is the man sitting next to me is Harold. I won't give his last name out because he has some court
I do.
papers.
Might get swatted.
Yeah, he might get swatted.
Again.
Yeah, again. But he is I'd say like the mother of Beat Cinema. He makes sure we're all hydrated, fed, and well cared for. And he also goes by DJ DROPDEAD.
This is true.
And yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, please introduce me.
All right. Now.
And take your time. You know, you can say as much as you want, go
Okay.
into depth. I can pull up all my accolades if you wish.
I know all your accolades. I'm aware
great.
of them.
Yes, yeah.
The man, the myth next to me is Shawn. I won't say your last name because you have things and accounts on the internet that I don't think people should look up. You are, if Beat Cinema was a cell, you would be the nucleus. The nucleus. He does all
Like
our
a
visuals.
terrorist cell?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. He does all our visuals, all our insanity, basically the cinema and Beat Cinema. You're the second part. My baby daddy, Major Gape.
Yeah, this is true.
It's true.
And let's both introduce
Each other.
Beat.
Cinema.
Beat Cinema is a collective. We've been around for about 10 years now. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary. On this day, we're currently
Thank you to Audius.
at the Audius House party, and we're just about to launch into the fun part of the party. All the work is done, and now we're going to get down. Yeah, what else is Beat Cinema about?
The culture, yo. For real though, just good music. We just want to put out good music, good vibes to people, provide a nice, fun, safe space for everyone, and that's what we do, yo. So we're gonna have a fucking awesome time today. We're gonna play some amazing, great music from a lot of good producers that are all local and have been with us before. So it's gonna be a good day.
And people are going to be drinking.
Hard. The White Claw.
Yeah, yeah. We are well stocked with White Claw.
Ain't no law with the claw.
So I've been told. The memes have told me.
The memes have told you. You're stupid.
Yeah. I have to trump up my fan base, my support.
Yeah, trump it up.
Yeah, trump it up.
You can just make it bigger. You have to trump it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor choice of words.
All right, I'm going to stop you guys right there. So, yeah, maybe it would be great on your 10-year anniversary. And by the way, is it like you guys said to the day? So is this
Not exactly.
was this like the very first inaugural show was on this day?
Not
10
this
years ago?
day.
Yeah.
I think it was September, actually.
Okay.
Right?
I
Technically September 10th,
really
maybe.
don't know.
What was the first show? Where
The
did
first
this-
show was at Hip Kitty in Claremont. That's where we first started, in Claremont, the rough streets. And it was Ras G, Gaslamp Killer,
Whoa.
Ricky, and somebody else. I can pull it up.
Maybe like Demon Slayer?
Possibly Demon Slayer.
But there's some. We also had an event, like I think the month before. And I think it wasn't named Beat Cinema, but it was everyone, the same people were there.
Yeah, it was. You guys didn't even name anything.
I don't think there was a name.
It was just music and popcorn at the Hip Kitty
free
Jazz
popcorn.
Lounge. So we started in Claremont at the Hip Kitty Jazz and Fondue Lounge, which is just like it sounds.
Jazz and fondue.
An old 100-year-old jazz bar.
No, the bar was not that old. The building was.
The building is old as shit.
The building was a historic orange packing plant.
Something.
So the trains, so that part of Southern California is big on like citrus, so like lemon and oranges. That was like the original land use. And there was a packing plant, like a citrus packing plant, right on the freeway. Or no, not the freeway, the train tracks. And that like that building kind of was left vacant for maybe a good couple of decades, maybe 3 decades.
Yeah.
Then some developers came through and renovated it. And one of the businesses was this jazz and fondue lounge. And it was modeled after like a 60s, 70s era like
bar?
Speakeasy, or, you know, or like bar lounge. Yes. It was modeled after a fondue lounge.
Yes.
It was a fondue lounge modeled after a fondue lounge.
And yeah, you could go there and get fondue. Like, they still served it there.
Yeah.
Like, Sam I.M., the first time he played, gave us a shout-out to our fondue.
Yeah.
That's on YouTube if you can find it. But
And that was, we would start setting up, the event would start, and then we'd have all these older patrons that are trying to enjoy their fondue, their cheese, their liquefied cheese.
expensive.
And we were playing strange music. I would be projecting strange stuff, and some people really enjoyed it, and others, it was not to their liking. But you know, expand your horizons.
Yeah, this wasn't all smooth and buttery when we started. This was I was going into Claremont, which is mostly rich older people, and playing big ass bass music throughout the whole fucking city, and they were not about it. We had the cops called on us. When we were outside, because we'd had 2 stages, we'd be inside and we had a stage outside. Stage outside would blast into a parking garage, and you could hear it basically all through Claremont. They did not like that. Yeah. If it was Jack Johnson or somebody, they'd be, oh yeah, it's fucking cool, but yeah, they did not like hippity hop and big bass like Ras G.
Yeah.
Came in, what, 2009 to Claremont?
Yeah. Did you all and Ras G and Gas Lamp Killer already like have some history before that and had played together? You know,
I think that
like,
basically
that
came
connection
from our founder, Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky Love, Rick Too Fresh, Sleepy Guns, a.k.a.
Never forget. We're killing it.
His sister was friends with Willie, with Gas Lamp.
Okay.
And basically, Beat Cinema was her night. Don't let Ricky tell you he started it. It was Daniela. And she was like, yeah, I want to do a thing with some movies and videos. Would you come play? Rest is history. And yeah, we just started doing that. It was just movies, our weird ass music, and popcorn.
Right.
And I didn't even come on until a year after that because I wasn't 21. I was still 20. So like I knew Ricky, and I think I met him at Low End. And a year after, when I was 21, he made me put on a Santa suit for the Christmas. We had a Christmas show. This motherfucker had me put on a Santa costume and glasses, and I came with a Raiders Santa hat, and that's how I got in. So work hard, kids.
And so was Low End active now at that point in time, or?
Yeah, Low End had probably been going a year or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that scene was burgeoning up, of just, you know, weird beats, psychedelic music, library music, shit from Anticon, just weird, obscure hip-hop that wasn't,
experimental type of stuff.
Because when we started, you know, Kanye was hot shit. That's what came out. Like, backpack rap was, you know, my underground is I listen to Kanye West to live, whereas we're listening to fools who have dirty ass drum machines and do not leave their house. That's like the stuff we listen to.
Yeah.
And it was on MySpace. Like everyone communicated through MySpace. So
that era.
Yeah, it was all like if you went to Fly Low's page or any of that, like his top 8 was DiBiase.
I've never been to his MySpace page. No.
His top 8 was like DB, Hudson Mohawk, Take, and a couple other people, and that's how you would find music back then.
So they were all friends personally?
Yeah, they were all friends like that. So you would hear about one person.
Got it.
And they were clicked up like that. So you would basically have a whole new thing to rabbit hole to go into.
Got it. So just to zoom out a little bit, so how many of you were there kind of around that first show? And then today, like, you know, what does the collective look like today?
Who's like, so when it first started, it was Ricky,
Artie, Dan, also known as Demon Slayer, Devo. Man, if I forget someone, they'll be pissed. Gabe, we had our friend Gabe, who provided sound and also DJ'd.
also
and
OG.
And you can also sample his family's beer. Gabe.
Ween's Brewing.
Yeah, Ween's Brewing. So please go visit their
and winery or something.
Yeah. These are some of the core initial crew?
Yeah.
Early
That's
days.
everybody who started. Okay. I didn't come in until a year later.
Got it.
And then everybody else trickled in.
And at that point, was it like a monthly thing or?
It was every other week.
Yeah, we were bi-weekly at Hip Kitty.
Got it.
And we even got to the point where we were a weekly at Hip Kitty, just trying it, and we were burning it at both ends. Like, it's hard to put on a weekly show. Whether it's a live show or podcast, anything, it's hard to consistently, promote content. Like, it's hard to do that. So I think the most we did is like 2 a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just for people who aren't aware, like, I think the reputation that beat cinema has today is, I mean, as the name would suggest, it's the beat makers and it's the visuals, right? So I guess is there anything else, like, as part of the sort of beat cinema brand or the story that you feel like there's more to it than that? Is that too simple? Or
free popcorn.
I've
The free popcorn was always on the flyer, and it was bigger than a lot of people's names.
Petty boy over here, 69. But I would say a big thing about us and our brand is the vibe of the show. Basically, you can come to Beat Cinema, and it's not exactly like, a cracking ass club. People aren't throwing bottles in the air and shit, but you can hear good music. You can sit down if you want. We're not gonna, it's not gonna throw off the vibe. It's not a bad party, but you can sit there, relax, intake the music internally, and it's a lot more relaxed kind of vibe.
Above your head.
Yeah. Because I mean, shit, I'm 30. I'm 30.
I would know. You are asking me, and I would know that.
You should know, but I can't fucking do it. My knees hurt. I can't go to the club.
I love sitting down.
Yeah, I can't go to a club and I can't fucking do it physically anymore. And so I know there's people in my same boat who look, I want to go out, but I don't want to. It's too much work.
Pay to sit down.
Yeah.
Bottle service, you're paying for that seat.
Fuck all that noise.
So give us a quick, maybe in 1 minute, 10-year quick chronology of beat cinema. Like, what are there kind of distinct chapters or eras of beat cinema that you can kind of quickly go through of go for it.
Each venue. So every couple of years, the venue that we're operating at closes down, and then we find a new spot. So I can always not guess the time, but a good timeline is just, that was the Hip Kitty era. That shut down, so then we moved to the DAW. So the DAW was a museum in downtown Pomona. We were throwing shows there, and then we moved that to a Sarigami. And then from a Sarigami, we went to, not directly, there's a lot of overlap. Yeah. So then we went to Tokyo Beat. And one by one, all those venues end up kind of not so much getting shut down, but the person that is really making things easy for us, that works there, leaves, and then the new person we're working with is just putting up so many obstacles, and we're getting invitations at these other spots. So, like a job, you just move.
Right.
Yeah.
And then from Tokyo Beat, we went to Apartment 503, and then I think and then we're caught up.
Yeah.
Was that under a minute?
That was pretty good.
That was under a minute.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like all the memories, all the shows from that venue, right? Because those are some of your constraints. It's it's the location is what it's next to and how long it takes to get there, and
Yeah.
right. It's all wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what was just to kind of switch gears a little bit, like looking back on the 10-year. By the way, that's just crazy to me. Is like that you guys have been doing it for 10 years. Like I don't know that many collectives. I would have to Google and research to find people that have been that consistent for 10 years. So, I mean, for us as Audius, it's like such an honor to be kind of crossing paths with you guys at this moment in time. And the timing was like just crazy how it all worked out. So, I guess that's something that's really unique to you guys, kind of being able to cross that bridge. And I hope y'all are really proud of yourselves for that. And I'm curious, like, looking back, have you had a chance to sort of reflect on all of it and kind of take it in? And if so, what are some of the things that you feel as you think about it?
I mean, shit, like, I was thinking about it last night. It's like, damn, we really have been doing this shit 10 years, yo. Like, the people, like, the kids who are coming to our shows now who are just turning 21 were in middle school. Like when we were starting this. Yeah. So they had to come in at some point.
They just found out about music.
Yeah, and like that, like we've always been a 21 and over club, but we've always had people who are 18 and 18 and under, like, like, is there a way I can get in? Like, people have always shown interest who are under that age. So the youth has always been like there.
Yeah.
And we can almost like see that in our crowd too. Like we have dancers now. They're not our dancers, but they're at every show that we have. And that's a big part of setting the vibe, and we honestly shout out to the Med Kid Twins if they're listening. But that sets a good vibe too. Is just movement, dance, and it's crazy to see. Like after 10 years, like damn, like I got people. Like we have people that are coming every week consistently. Like I'm not telling them to come. I'm not begging him. They want to come, and it's a good feeling. It's a good to like just play good music.
Yeah.
Play the music we want to play, no compromises, whatever the fuck we want to do, and people respond to that. So, yeah. Hell yeah, 10 years.
John?
I forgot what the question was.
10 years, the reflections and...
I look at it like technology-wise. I'd say that, for like music and beat making, the technology moves slower, but the like style is always changing. And that could be something from month to month. There's a new style, there's a new kind of energy, creative energy, but like the technology is relatively going to stay the same.
What's an example of that style?
Just take a look of like what's popular, going from like J Dilla to, I'd say like that was the original sound, is J Dilla and like the Gaslamp Killer sound of like 70s era samples, like the sample era, and then take that from, or take that and apply it to, I don't know what's...
Like K-Tronada, so like...
Yeah, and like the selection sound, which was very popular for a time, and then, I don't even know, like... I'm not like, as tuned in to...
It's gone from like, 4/4 boom bappy, to like there's a lot of house, there's a lot of more influences in it now than there was. Like we started off as like a splintered subgenre, whatever we're playing, we want to call it, is of hip hop.
Unconventional hip hop.
Yeah, that's gone like 20-fold. So where there's like people like Katra that have like housey kind of beats, to like machine drum, people who have like very obviously like old drum and bass inspired things, but it just goes back into like the wash cycle of hip hop.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. It's weird to see like it fractal out like that, like especially hip hop. It's fucking 30 years old, 40 years old, and now we're at a point where it's almost indistinguishable from how it started, but it's almost like it's in everything else now. So it's a virus. It's crazy, but yeah.
That's a good point. That it's like trap is like everywhere,
Yes. It's not a Carl's Jr. commercial, boy.
Yeah, that's true. And the same with like dubstep. I don't know. You can look at all music. It'll kind of go through a whole cycle of becoming underground, and then just kind of showing up on Kmart commercials, on Carl's Jr. commercials, and then no one wants to touch it. And then people start playing it, and they're like, oh yeah, some of this wasn't garbage. but thankfully, or hopefully, the garbage remains garbage.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. But back to what I was saying is, like, you have, so with video, visuals, and lighting, the changes are, like, more technology-based. Technology-based, but then also just, like, if it's affordable or not. Like, you can have, like, back in the day, having some kind of high-end projector or any type of LED lighting or anything like that, like, that was unrealistic on a small budget. Nowadays, it's like, man, you know, you can buy a lot of stuff for very cheap, and some of it comes pre-built, or the software is already laid out, and you just plug and play. So I'd say the changes for visuals has been more technology-wise, and
easier,
technology
easier and more powerful, but also more
accessible,
options.
Yeah, accessible and affordable. And I think like the startup culture has a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, I would say all of the companies that are, like, you know, that kind of have software that VJs use, like, those are, like, small tech companies. Like, it's not anything, it's not like a Roland, it's not like, you know, I don't know the other sound companies, but, like, it's not like, oh, we have trade shows that we go to, and we have a staff in each continent. It's like, oh, we got 2 people in Europe. Oh, we got 3 people in North America. Like, these are small teams that you message the creator, and the creator's helping you navigate through the issues you're having. Yeah. So and it's just a piece of code, you know, like, it's very light software that most of it is. But
I guess just like the force of the internet, right? Just kind of enabling so many smaller teams and smaller shops, 1 or 2 people.
Yeah,
right?
and I'd say globalization. That, like, the globalist agenda has reared its ugly head again. Because you really look at it, and it's like the shipping and the, like, just the communication. You can have people spread throughout the world. One's in manufacturing, the other one's in design and marketing, and they're all talking, and they're all on the same team making the same thing, and they really just have a global reach. You know? So I think that's that, and, like, the VJ community, it's a pretty small knit community.
Yeah. Shawn is in very high demand, so
I wouldn't say that.
He's being modest. This boy does Coachella. He's rock the bells. Yeah. I don't think this anymore.
That's where I wanted to go next. Actually, was kind of what are some of the experiences that Beat Cinema has opened up for you guys that, you know, maybe you wouldn't have dreamed of in that first
Definitely Coachella
show.
So I look out, like, whenever people are like, you know, like, what's a benchmark of the feeling that, like, you made it, you know? And I always, like, look at it and be like, if I'm working, someone's feeding me great food. Like, that's always like, oh, like, I can kick back and just be like, oh, I made it. Like, I'm going to tell my kids about this. So one of my first gigs that was, like, pretty nice, they fed me ribeye steaks. It was at some, like, weird restaurant. And I was like, oh, I'll do anything for a steak dinner, like, every Wednesday night or a Thursday night or whatever. So now my benchmark is just, like, how awesome the free food is, how awesome the catering is.
I was going to say Coachella, but I guess free food is cool, too.
Tell us about Coachella.
Yeah.
Turn down 10.
Yeah, so actually that does have have some, you know, origination from our roots. One of our friends, Gopi, who was working with Coachella at the time, he approached us and said, like, he wanted an activity for the campers to have late at night that wasn't the high energy silent disco. So the silent disco is, like, basically this, like, insane rave that just goes all night for the campers after Coachella. So, like, Coachella ends around 1. The, like, party and the campsite doesn't end till, like, sunrise. But then there's people that are like, they don't want to listen to techno music. They don't want to go back to their tent and just sit by themselves. They want something kind of in between, and that's what we kind of provide. And Gopi wanted to recreate what we had at the Hip Kitty. Yeah, the Beat Cinema at the Hip Kitty.
Where you're sitting down, it's a vibe. It's The turn down.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic. Yeah. So that was kind of the birth of the turn down, which is, I've always hated the name.
Yep.
I've always hated the turn down tent.
The first year we had the turn down tent, what was the #1 song in America? Turn down for what? So motherfuckers would walk by the tent, go, turn down tent, turn down for, and just walk away. Yeah. We were just like, fuck, dude, like, we blew it, like this name.
Oh, it worked against you, okay.
Nah.
Well, I mean, it's like...
I mean, what is it, fourth year now?
Yeah.
Like, we're booming now. Like, people come in there, like, they've left reviews and stuff on the Coachella app, and the people who camp, you know, like, they know about it now. And that's a good thing to have a staff. Like, we never would have thought that would have happened. We started this, you know, we at goddamn Coachella. The year I went, I played while Drake was playing, and I still had a full room, so I'm proud of that.
Damn.
But
I'm not surprised.
It's just crazy. Yeah, because
I'm not a fan of Drake at all. Let that go on the record. I don't think Drake is a good musician, and I think he looks like a weird sloth. So I'd say his face bothers me, and his music bothers me.
I'm gonna go with women will not.
Please tweet at Drake. And say, hey, Shawn thinks your face is strange.
It's at Champagne Poppy first, stupid. I only know that because when I first went to Coachella, some girl with, she was wearing like a black wedding dress. And, Lord, it was like the black like top of a wedding dress, like a veil. Veil. And like a lace bikini, right? And she's like, are you ready for Champagne Poppy? And I'm like, who the fuck is that? She's like, Drake. I was like, oh, no, your titty's out. But yeah, that's why I found out Champagne Poppy.
But also, do we got another 30 minutes so we can go in about my dislike for Drake?
Deep. Let's go deep.
But also, I really wanted to give a shout out to Sarah Scheiderman, who runs the Coachella Valley art scene. But I think it's something different now. But that was kind of her original or her baby, and she runs, I'm trying to think of the name, the Art Studios tent at Coachella. That's like, Gopi and her kind of approached us and said like, they wanted that space to be used at nighttime.
Right.
So they kind of invited us in and wanted to have some type of nighttime activity that was a little more low key. And it's always very strange to see people's reaction when they kind of walk in. Some people are like, very enthralled and want to experience it and lay down, and like that was the strangest thing. The first time we had it, we had no clue how people were going to react. Like people were running around outside drinking, like they've been drinking, they've come into the campgrounds at like some of them at like 8 a.m. On that Thursday, because they've been waiting since midnight in line to get in. So then they get in, they just start drinking. They're just drinking, and then all of a sudden we let them come in at 11 p.m. And some of them just act like animals and just come in and start destroying stuff, like literally tearing things down. It's the strangest thing. And other people come in and then they just lay down on the ground and trying to experience it. And then the more people lay down, the less people come in and be rambunctious. But I was not prepared for the people that laid down. I thought
so now
no one was going to do that.
Like inflatable pool, like floaties down, and like blankets and pillows, because you project on the ceiling, right?
That was So I had all these projectors set up on the stage or projecting on the stage. That was the focal point. And then I realized everyone's laying down, and the ceiling is blank. So then, like, the next day, I retooled all the projectors so they all pointed at the sky, or not the sky, but the ceiling of the tent. So then, like, you have 100 people all looking up, and they have something to look at.
Right. Is this still ongoing? Like, are you guys going to be at the next Coachella?
We'll be at the next one, and I think we've been consistently for the past, I don't know, maybe
4
6.
years?
I think it's 6, but I don't know. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while.
Got it. I want to switch gears a little bit and just kind of go. I mean, it sounds like your presence in the underground, you know, holding down the beat scene and being this anchor here, has been, and then that relationship with Gobi kind of led to the Coachella, right? Like, obviously, there's a direct path there. So, talk to us a little bit about this community here in LA. I guess just Southern California, this beat scene. When you zoom out, right? Like,
it's
how does it look to you? And because you've seen it, right? Since this beat scene has been really active. Like, the 10 years covers a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
So you've had the privilege of seeing.
I mean, it's very weird to, like, if you're looking at it like at a level where, like, okay, I need to, like, we're doing this, we want to be at another level, we need to level up. It's hard to take this to somebody and explain it to them.
Yeah.
Or how to, explain, like, the monetary aspect of it, which is not what we're about or even trying to do. But,
right.
If you want to level up, that's what a lot of people want to fucking hear. But we put what we do first. So that's been, I think, like, our key to, moving up throughout these 10 years and doing bigger and better things, is just putting on a bigger and better show. We tell, like, when we were talking with you, we're just like, come to Beat Cinema. That's how you'll see what it is.
Right.
Then you're like, oh, I get it. Like, I cannot put this on a pamphlet and show it to you or give you, like, an Instagram snap of it. You have to come.
Right.
That's what we have a bunch of people coming today. Like, they know.
But I would say Instagram has changed the game.
True.
Like, a lot of times people will just be like, oh, I saw it on Instagram and I want to come check it out. Because it's a visual, like, for specifically what I do, it's a visual medium. Like, so a cool picture gets posted and people are just like, oh my God, what's that? And, like, this was before the time where you have these, like, Instagram museums where people just kind of pay like $30 to go to all these different rooms.
The
ice cream museum, or museum of ice cream, and, like, Meow Wolf and stuff, where people go to these spots and like walk you go into an immersive experience, visual experience, interact with it, or just take pictures in it. And, like, it's a double-edged sword. It's like a lot of cool things are being done, and I think one thing the art theorist in me is, I feel like art is meant to create things that have no value, by themselves. Like, there's no economic. What?
That's pretty Dada-esque.
Okay, yeah.
Marcel Duchamp over here, boy.
Okay, well, I don't know. But, like, just stuff where it's like you make it and it wouldn't exist besides someone just saying, I'm going to spend time to, like, make this weird, dumb thing. And that's kind of how I view, like, our current kind of art climate is, like, I like that all these weird things are being done and it's kind of fun. But at the same time, it does feed egos and it does feed, like, narcissism. And sometimes people feel bad when they see others out having fun and then they look at their life and they're like, oh, I'm not having fun. I'm not at these places. So that's kind of like the ugly side of it,
Yeah. Like, we started with MySpace. It would just have to be, like, a flyer. Like, that's how we'd have to catch you. It's like a half cool looking ass flyer. Whereas now, I have to have a flyer. I gotta have Fly Girls at the Party, and I gotta have an Instagram video, somebody jumping through a damn window for you to show up. So, like, that's where we're at now. But that does not matter. We still put on a dope show. We just do what we do, and people show up. And take it from me, kids. Just fucking do what you think is cool. Just keep doing it. Just do it for 10 years, and you'll get somewhere. It might not be where you want to be, but it'll be further than where you started. So, I mean, there's that.
No, I like the idea of just making sure people just get out there and do whatever they wish. Not whatever they wish, but do their shit. Because I know, like, when we started out, there were so many people that hit me up that were making music, but they were too nervous to play.
Yeah.
And I kept telling them, I was like, hey, there's a spot, you can perform. And they were always so nervous. They're like, oh, I don't know, I got to practice more. And I don't think any of them ever ended up performing. And I feel like sometimes you just got to, like, say, fuck it, and go out there and make a mistake, Yeah.
Which we have done plenty of times.
Oh, I'm always making a mistake.
Mistakey boy.
I got a few rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
So, what's next for Beat Cinema? Give me 1
Yeah,
minute or
what do you
less.
I
1
don't
minute
know.
or less.
What do you want to do, Pinky?
I have no good answer for that.
Do you guys think a lot about the future and
Yes and no. I mean, like
taking it month to month?
we
year to year?
really just focus on putting on a good show.
Yeah.
And so when like what's next? I mean, we're of course gonna have Coachella. We're gonna have more shows at 503, but our goal is to get some bigger names in the community maybe and throw some bigger shows. Get out there because we're in a club now. Ultimately we would love to have our own space that we own.
Right.
They can just like
Would that be like what you guys consider the
That'd be cool.
next level?
Yeah.
Are you guys aiming for that? Is that like something that's an intentional plan that you
shit,
guys...
we got to get some real estate money first. But shout out to Chewing Foil, they're doing that shit right now. But like how they have, like they just have, it's an area, it's a compound.
Right.
Like we need a compound. So that would be my goal, or what I would say we're looking for next is to probably get some real estate or something that we could have total
Permanent
control
spot, a
of.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
just do what we want because like he says, we've been bounced around clubs every 2 years since we started. Because clubs in, clubs go, spots get hot and not. Whereas if we could control that, maybe have, an all-in-one base, that'd be amazing. That's the dream.
Okay. Anything
Anything?
quick?
Yeah, no, I mean, I really
Agree.
haven't thought
Sean's
that.
focused on his D&D campaigns, so
Maybe, yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Okay, so what, the beat scene today, in a few words, how would you describe it? How do you feel? What's the sentiment towards it?
Flourishing.
Yeah, I'd say it's at a good, healthy spot. Like, I don't feel like people are copying each other. I feel like it's going in a lot of different directions. And right now, I can't think of like a big top dog that's kind of dominating the sound. And like, I think that's kind of like a quality,
Yeah.
like a boon to the community is that like
They
it's
can't
not like,
pigeonhole you. So like I skateboard, everybody like if you skate like, oh, are you Tony Hawk?
yeah, are you Tony Hawk?
Are you Tony Hawk?
Oh, you
Can
skateboard?
Tony Hawk?
Are you Tony Hawk?
Basically.
Yeah.
So like that's somebody's reference point. If you can point to a reference point and pigeonhole something, that keeps you in a fucking pigeonhole. Whereas
Oh,
we,
and that's a good example. So you say like when people ask me, or like when my father asks me, "Oh, what kind of music is this?" and like I have no good answer because his reference point is so far from anything that I could reference. That okay, he's a bad example.
we got some Hall & Oates slappers.
Yeah.
I mean,
But so like when other people ask me, I say like, "Oh, have you heard of Flying Lotus?" So like that's a good example where you tell them and they're like, "Oh, I know that name."
Gets you in the
I've seen
neighborhood.
but then in actuality, Flying Lotus and like the rest of the community are so different. No one's trying to copy him. No one's writing him. The whole community is not trying to imitate him. I mean, as much to my knowledge. So I think that's a very positive thing that even like the
And you
like,
can't quite put a finger on what it is.
Yeah.
because like there's always beef, there's always this and that, but we're not cannibalistic. Nobody's trying to get over on somebody.
Or like trying to reach a marketable point.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a big part of music is the industry, and like people are looking for that marketable sound. Like, oh, what's hot? What can I take this? What can I do and take this on tour?
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So what's the next question?
Yeah.
Rapid.
That wasn't very rapid. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, favorite performance, favorite show.
Recently,
Yeah, recently I'd say
of ours?
Just 10-year beat cinema history.
Okay.
What was
Okay.
your all-time that was my favorite one?
Okay, so recently was seeing Aphex Twin at Coachella this year. So 2019 Aphex Twin performance. I saw him both weekends. It was awesome. Like I'm always I think I will always be a fan of his. And I'm pretty sure his wife came out and was DJing with him.
I actually
Really?
meant your favorite beat cinema show.
Oh.
I was like Aphex Twin
We'll come
getting
back.
a beat
Yeah.
yeah, he was there. I was gonna say one of my favorites recently was our JPEG Mafia show, just because this was
I saw that video.
I mean, shit, this has happened before. Like, we had Anderson .Paak play at Beat Cinema, like, a week before he blew up. Or it feels like a week before they blow up. And you can see in the video, there are not that many people there in the club. But this motherfucker played like he was on Coachella stage. He got up there, he screamed, he threw shit, he broke glasses. And it's one of the best, like, we got 2,000, 4,000 views on that video. And it actually, in the comments, it's all people hating about how there's no one there. But I'm like, I love that. Yeah. You weren't there. You didn't know about this shit till now, boy. We had this fool here.
Yeah, what were you doing? Oh, you were at home. You were on your computer shitting on someone else's YouTube video. That's what you were doing.
Hold that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I want to say JPEG, Anderson .Paak was crazy when he came. Every time Ras has come, even though he blew up our speakers, rest in peace, fucking to our speakers and to Ras. But Ras killed it every time. Those are my like favorite Beat Cinema moments, probably.
Okay. Last question is well, I guess kind of a two-parter, and this will be the last. We'll end it out with this, but any shout-outs that you want to give, anything you want to plug, and any kind of closing words to the scene, to the community, to friends, family.
I want to shout out Sarah Scheiderman for hosting us at the art studios in Coachella, or at Coachella. Because, like, we're always creating a party atmosphere when she wants to kind of focus on the art side. But she's always been nice and helpful. And I think it's... The other thing is, like, you just meet so many people. You meet so many people from different kind of industries. But I'm trying to think of another shout out. So I'll think while you give your 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm a black dude. I can shout out all fucking day. All right. And shout out my baby Zion. Shout out my fiance Sarah. Shout out to Gopi, for getting us on that golden voice level. Shout out to Masa from Tokyo Beat. Shout out everyone who's ever helped us. Shout out to Megkid Twins. Shout out fucking everybody. Shout out Tristan, T-Crux, guy who comes through. If you've ever been to Apartment 503, T-Crux does insane, like, pop culture mashups and I don't even know how to describe it. This dude's got some insane level of Asperger's where he's just asleep every night just putting shit. Just look up T-Crux on Instagram with an X. Shout out
Manny, who worked at the DAW. That was like an awesome era.
Shout out Nancy from the Hip Kitty.
Yeah.
Even though she hated us, we love you, Nancy.
Yeah. Even though you hate us today, we still love you.
Shit.
No, she's cool.
She's very proud of Ricky now.
All right.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, a lot of people have families. You know, like Ricky has a daughter.
Yep.
Harold has his son. Like, we kind of grow with that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Who else can we shout out? I totally feel like I'm missing somebody.
Someone's gonna get left out.
Someone's getting missed
10
out.
years.
Shout
out to Mousy.
Yeah. Did we do that at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Mousy, like, she's a great asset because she's always thinking of things on a different level. Like, I often get mired in, like, the day-to-day or the logistics of an event, and Mousy definitely looks at the larger picture. And, like, for me, that's someone I definitely need to work with because, like, sometimes I'm just like, how are we going to keep the ice cold? How are we going to keep this powered? And she's like, oh, well,
right.
Like, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Shout out Devo as well, too. We're stepping up. Shout out.
We can't shout out the whole team.
I'm going to do it. Okay. You can't stop me. Shout out Edda.
1 hour later.
If you forget one person.
Shout out Wave Groove. Shout out Shawn, Major Gape. Shout out Sarah. I think that's it.
Oh, no, you forgot people.
Definitely forgot people.
And shout out Beat Cinema on your 10-year anniversary.
Woo woo.
Yeah, we're about to. Well, it's 4:20 right now.
Yeah, blazing.
We're ending at the right time.
4:20 blaze.
And I think the party's just got started. So
let's get down
from
there.
Audius, thank you so much for partnering with us and kind of. This is really our inaugural kind of first real takeover. So
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and surprise, we invited JPEG, and he's coming, and your house will be burnt down.
He's going to drop kick right through both walls.
You're gonna bust in like a Kool-Aid man?
Boy, yep.
He's gonna drop kick everyone. Just line us up, and he'll drop kick us.
Just let's get the world's largest thing of dominoes, but of people, like people falling at dominoes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was envisioning.
Yeah, it trailed off.
There's like one.
We're
kick.
just gonna fade this out like very gradually.
One kick, and all of us get knocked down.
So like when they say, "I'm gonna like knock you out," so that like your great grandpa's gonna feel it.
Yeah.
That's on the context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we
Let's go
fucked up.
party.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Awesome.